Hi, I'm Emma, and this is my son Uhtred. I am a doula and owner of Our Birthway Doula Services, and I wanted to do a brief video reflecting on some things that I've learned from my first 6 months of him being around. He's around 6 months now, so since he was born until now, just kind of like what it requires, what is required for you to be able to get some stuff done. It's really tough. You talk to different moms, and some moms are like, I can't get anything done. I'm used to being able to get stuff done. And with a baby, a newborn baby, or even, 6-month-old baby, I can't get anything done around the house or in life or, any of that stuff. So whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a working mom, a combination of both, I just wanted to share a little bit about the things that I have learned. And this is, about myself. So this isn't really a you should do this video. Just a couple insights that might be helpful to you if you are struggling with being able to get things done and juggling all the things you have to do and your wonderful baby that, of course, needs so much of your time. So I think the biggest thing that I learned is that you have to follow your baby's lead, even though at first you're like, no, I don't want to. I want him to follow my lead, but that's not the way it's going to happen, especially when he's little. He's got to eat when he's going to eat, sleep when he's going to sleep. He needs attention when he wants it, as opposed to sometimes he just wants to sit there and stare into the wall and think and make little noises for an hour, and he doesn't need you to interact with him as much. So that was the hardest thing for me to learn, was that I have to know which tasks fit into which time of day for him. So for example, if I'm trying to wash dishes, that works better when he is able to hang out on his own or relax and just watch. But sometimes he needs to be held and hugged. And so, of course, it's hard to do that when you're washing dishes. Some tasks you can do with your baby in like a front carrier. Washing dishes is not one of them. And for me, the front carrier's always kind of hurt my back. I've tried readjusting it so many times, and it just never felt great. So I never did it as much as I wish I had. But it's because it's just kind of hard on my back. So you can go do laundry with him in the front carrier, but you have to, it's got to be the right time. So I think the biggest thing is following your baby's lead and knowing when there's tasks you have to do. Like, for example, I am a stay-at-home mom, but I also am a doula, and I have a farm, and we raise meat, birds, ducks, chickens, turkeys, my husband and I. So there's a lot of stuff to be done with that. And I've not done the hands-on animal stuff lately, mostly anyway. But I do a lot of the behind-the-scenes work and a lot of the social stuff and the networking and the advertising. So I have to do stuff online, and I don't want him looking at the iPad because now you can see he's so into it. So I have to do that strategically, like maybe if he's nursing and he's fallen asleep nursing, I can try to do some social marketing kind of thing during that time when he's napping on top of me, or if he's napping, for real napping. He's flirting with himself because he's so into the iPad, because he never gets to look at it. So he's really excited about it. So I think that's the biggest thing I learned, is you have to plan your day around your baby. And that's in the beginning, especially when it's hard to juggle things, you can't really get very much done. But once you learn how to do it, you can. It's a tight fit of trying to follow your baby's patterns, which some days the patterns won't fit at all, and you'll just be done with the day, and you're like, I tried to wash a load of dishes like literally all day, and somehow that's all I could do, and I still didn't succeed. And then some days you will feel like a major success. But that's the way it is with all of life. Some days really flow well, and some days don't. So I think another reason that I feel like I've learned a lot with him is because he didn't nap in an organized way at all until just recently as 6 months old. So he would sleep randomly throughout the day when he was young, but around 3-ish months, he wouldn't sleep at all. He would just sleep really well at night, which I was totally willing to trade that for random naps. But so there were no naps. He would fall asleep on top of me after nursing, but he would never stay asleep if I put him in something. He would never be upset, but he just wouldn't stay asleep. He'd wake up and either want to watch me or play with something or whatever. He's pretty on the go. And so I had to learn how to do stuff without any actual breaks, which was really tough. And so the following his own pattern was the biggest thing. Now he takes 2 45-minute naps, one at 11 and one at 3, which is really exciting. So I can do a couple like obscure things during that time that I think is best used. You know, in the beginning I was like, oh, I'm just going to relax during this time. And some days you need to do that. But for me personally, I find it better if I don't relax during that time, because I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done, and so it's better for me if I do work on the computer that I don't want him to look at, or I do things where I have to go in and out a lot, like go do some stuff in the basement real fast with laundry while he's taking a nap, instead of, you know, he's napping, he's good, I can hear him, you know, it's different. Whatever you're comfortable with, it's different for different families, but like figuring out what fits better with your time. Your house is a different thing too, the space that you have. Like we have a rather small house, and so it's really easy to hear things and to kind of do stuff in different rooms and move him around, you know. So another thing is I learned that I get a lot more done when I do a lot of cool variations on his physical state. Which I think is just really, you know, something to consider anyway, because for him to develop, he needs just different things to look at, different things to do. So there's outside in the stroller. That's one of the things, which sometimes it's hard to get stuff done because what can you do outside? I can do some stuff on the computer outside. And that's usually where I'll kind of take my break. If I'm going to take one, is like sitting outside, staring at the, you know, nature and the trees and stuff, which he loves. Oi, oi, oi. And then there's, you know, at different ages, it's different devices. Like right now, because he can sit up well, he sits in his high chair and he loves that. It's really a booster seat. He has different things that attach to it. Like he's got a little, I don't know what that game is called, or a toy, but it's the beads that slide around the track. He also really loves cups right now and spoons, and I can tie those to different things. So if he drops them, I can go get them. He also has one of those little bouncy chairs that has a bunch of different things around the outside edge, and the chair spins, and he shockingly like is so into that thing. But I try not to keep him in that very often. I mean, he likes it, but you know, variation. So there's that. There's propped up, sitting on the ground with pillows around him. There's sitting at the table reading a big book, flipping through it. There's tummy time, playing with toys. There's laying on his back. There's laying on his back in different rooms. So just trying to vary where he is physically and what he's seeing, and trying to do the different tasks that I have to do in different locations instead of just like all in one room all day, you know. Oh, we're going to fold laundry, so let's do it in this room. We'll just change the location, even if it takes a little bit of extra time to move all the laundry there. What you doing, dude? We got a little bit of a spit up there. So that's one of the big things. And then I think also it's really important to things that you have to get done that day, to start doing them, starting to get a little hungry, to start doing them earlier than you think. Trying to get them done way earlier than you think you might need to start, just to ensure that they get done. You getting hungry, Scooter? Okay. And so that's one of the big ones. And then also you have to plan ahead to eat. You have to think about what time you're going to do it, and you have to think about when you're going to warm up food or make the food, not just, I'm going to eat at this time. You have to think about when you're going to get it started and plan extra time. So it takes so much longer to do stuff, but you can get stuff done. You just have to really plan it. And also one big key I found, I don't like to like have my cell phone out, but I use it for the alarm a lot to remind me to finish the laundry, because it's like, you know, otherwise your laundry's going to sit in the washer all day and you're going to forget, and then you won't have time to dry it and fold it, and everything goes behind, you know. So as I set alarms to remind me to change that. I set alarms sometimes to remind me to change his diaper. I set alarms to remind me to start dinner way earlier than I wish I had to, but, you know, and it's silly, but sometimes it's necessary to do it that way, and it really helps me make the day go well. And then I don't have to set alarms after he goes to bed. I can have an alarm-free evening. So it's just different for different people. And I know what I do wouldn't work the same for everybody. But it's just worth thinking about in case you're struggling right now with getting things done and multitasking. You can do it. You just have to find your rhythm and your pattern. And you have to lower your expectations about how much you can get done, because that's just a reality for a long time. Still, you know. And when he starts crawling, I'm sure it's going to be crazier, and there's going to be a very different pattern of what I can do. So hopefully this was a little bit helpful. Thank you so much for watching. And this guy needs to go eat some food. So we're going to say bye. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.